Hi everyone! I wanted to document my journey through my breast surgery and help anyone if it relates to you, and find out how I went about finding a surgeon, why I want my breasts done, with the consultation, what I went through before and after surgery. So I will be starting from today and telling you about why I got my breast done, or why I want my breast done. So why do I want my breast done? I work in the adult industry, so my body is always on show. It's never been a case of, your boobs are too small, because I've had a lot of guys who, call me and take me for dances is because they love my natural small breasts and natural and perky. And they say, never change it. I love your body how it is. Never get your boobs done. But, although I do get that comment almost every night, every week, it's got to be about my decision as well. And yeah, like my boobs are great, but I've always wanted them a bit bigger. Like from since I can remember, I've always imagined, like having boobs and seeing them in front of me. So I'm turning 25 this year, and ongoing with my career and with what I'm doing, and just having that glow up, getting ready to pursue everything. I want my boobs to come with me, like they are part of my future and my career. So this year's I finally decided to go through with it just in time so I can recover and still have a nice summer holiday. So I'm getting it done in April to give me enough time to recover through May, and I'll have my birthday in June, so it won't be too hot and sweaty while I'm recovering. Not every surgeon did hybrid augmentation, so what drew me to number one is I knew straight away that they did hybrid, and when I was looking, when I saw it, I was like, that'll be a better option, as I want a bit more natural and not just implants. So I knew straight away like that was the best one, and considering there were the very few who did it, it was meant to be. So how did I go about finding my surgeon? I think I did put it out there on my Instagram story and asked, like, does anyone recommend anywhere, as I've got like mutuals who also work in the industry and most likely have had their boobs done. And I did have someone DM me about number one plastic surgery, and I followed them, I looked through their gallery, saved some of their photos, and went on with it and looked at other surgeons as well, because I don't just take anyone's word for it. And I was looking around, I saw like, what's it called, Dr. Fiorama. I always keep forgetting to type it in. And there was like Enhanced Medical. There was also another one in London, and Manchester ones, but they are performed in Birmingham, such as the Enhanced. I looked at a fair few, and I'd emailed a fair few, and I tried to get consultations with some, and considering with the date that I wanted for April, number one plastic surgery could accommodate that. For the 11th of April normally, and that was going to be a perfect time for me to have my 3 weeks recovery. But my mum had suggested to search for Manchester surgeons, so I did, such as Enhanced Medical, and I also saw Maya Cosmetics, but like I said, they were being done elsewhere anyway, so I guess it didn't matter if I went to London or Birmingham. So I may as well go with the ones I preferred, because when I looked through everyone's gallery, I kept coming back to number one plastic surgery, and the kind of naturalness. It's not up there looking like balls. I know you can request a fake look, and that's absolutely fine. You go for that fake look. But for me, I wanted something natural under the breast, and it wasn't going to be too big. So I liked how they did it, and I booked a consultation with the #1 plastic surgery. Of course, prior to my surgery, I would have needed to dissolve my breast filler. So I have been going through sessions of dissolving my previous breast filler that I had a year prior. I mean, I do have some regrets on it. I do want to do a separate video on, breast filler and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna add it all into this. I just want to go through the steps that I've got to take for my surgery. So yeah, I've been going through about 4 sessions of dissolver on my breasts to make sure there's no filler in there before I get it done, like stuck in there. I feel like I do have like a small portion left in there, but it can dissolve over time, and as long as it doesn't get in the way of the implant, but we'll see. Well, yeah, so that's part of the struggle. Like, if you're going straight into breast surgery, then that's great. If you're going through filler, then you might want to ask what I've gone through. So you just got to dissolve that. So after I've dissolved the breast filler, I'm ready for surgery, basically. I'm not drinking, smoking, or taking anything weeks before surgery. I'm healthy as it is, I'm keeping fit with exercise as well. Not exercise, but I like to go on the bike. I was doing my pole fitness, my aerial hoops, and stuff like that. So I've done my last sessions now with that. Last week, doing my final workout sessions. I had the consultation with my surgeon, and we discussed what I wanted, such as the hybrid augmentation. So it's going to involve breast implants as well as fat transfer. I was originally stressing about, just fat transfer, keep it natural, because as I said, my feedback, people love my small boobs. Maybe I don't need them a lot bigger, just get my fat on there. But after I spoke to a few, they're like, oh, you're not got enough fat. So that's what I mean. So when I went back, so I'd already had a consultation with #1 plastic surgery, but because I wanted to try and find somewhere in Manchester, and by the time I got back to them, that 11th of April date was taken, unfortunately, and I was stressing then, like, I need it on that week. So luckily they did have another date on the 14th, and I'm still lucky to get it because I couldn't wait until May, which is the enhanced medical could do. Or any other place, probably going to be May. They're going to need a month, 2 months prior, and I already did speak to these 2 months prior, but because and I was sure to go to #1 plastic surgery. I wanted that 11th of April date, but you always want to see your options, extra options. Like, for me, I don't know if anyone else, like, I know I can pick, but I like to look and look and look, and I'll be there weeks and weeks looking, but time's going by. So by the time I got back to them, they were like, 11th of April is taken. It's all fully booked now, but we do have the 14th. So I was like, I'm not messing around anymore with taking this date. So yeah, so hybrid is when you use a smaller implant and make up the rest with the fat transfer. So that was agreed, and where I want to get the fat transfer from, which is I have flabs under my breasts, and every time I sit down I have like flab. I know everyone's got flab when they sit down, but mine's like always been there, and it's like in the way. I'm like, if even if I get my boobs done, that fat will still be in the way. So we might as well put the fat to some good use and, you know, try and clear it from there. Put it in my boobs where I need the volume, you know. So after the face-to-face consultation, I paid the deposit and I was paying off my surgery. I had gone in for a face-to-face consultation as well. So then he got to see me, I got to tell him where, you know, because on the video when I told him about the fat, you know, he couldn't see him. He's like, "You're skinny," and I'm like, "No, I've got all these jobs." So in person I got to tell him where, and you know, one of my main concerns was my ribs that stick out, which I will be showing you. And so I've got like my small boobs there, perky boobs, but then my ribs come out like this. So for guidance, I wanted my projection from my boobs to kind of align that with my ribs so it doesn't stick out as much. So we got the size sorted. I showed him, you know, my rib and I want it to come out, because when I went there, you know, he had agreed on a 320 demi Motiva implant. But when I went there, I felt like it was the same size as my boob now, and it's flat, and I was scared that if I put it in, it's not going to make much difference in the projection. So I was stressing after the consultation, you know, after we sorted it, take everything off. I was on my way to Leeds with my mum, and I was like, I don't know about that implant. To be fair, it did feel heavy considering, like I was like, whoa. And that was a 320 demi implant. But I'd emailed and I was like, I'm not sure if, you know, I don't want to go through all this and it's not made much difference. So I said, how do I know if I don't need a bigger implant size? Okay, I don't know what the full looks like, you know, I've not seen it and I've not really talked about it, because when I'd asked him, he told me it's calculated, because prior to my consultation we did a 3D, so I took photos from different angles and it did a 3D and it kind of calculates what size is best. And because I told him I want kind of a natural look, then that is like the best size. But because of projection, I don't want to just still have it there. I do kind of want more of a in front of me titties. So we're now going through to do the 335 full Motiva implant. So, you know, they'd ordered the full and the demi because it was like the day after my consultation. I was like, oh, I'm not sure if it's enough. So before she orders it, I need to tell her, you know, he has an assistant that I speak directly to, and then she speaks to him. So they were like, I'm going to order both of them and we can decide from there. And then we had a follow-up video call consultation, and he was like, this is how the 320 is going to look and this is how the 335 full is going to look. And we agreed with the perkiness, 335 would be the best, and then I won't get boob greed after that either, because once the swelling goes down, that extra 15 will make a bit of a difference, and especially with the fat transfer as well. And I know that some of it will be absorbed, so I didn't want to, you know, do 320 and rely on just the fat transfer for the projection, because it will be reabsorbed. So yeah, I'm happy with what we've chosen now, 335 full with fat transfer. And now all I have to do is sort out the aftercare. So with the aftercare, she wrote a list down for me on email what I needed to get. So we have the Hibby scrub, we have antiseptic spray, Savlon cream, and a bio oil, which should help with like stretch marks or any scarring. So I've got all that ready for when I get back from London, as I will be having a follow-up consultation 4 days after. And before that follow-up consultation, online, of course, because I won't be able to go back to London 4 days after. I needed to have had a shower, used these treatments, Aftercare products, and that's all ready now for when I get back and have my first shower 4 days after, just before my consultation. So that's all prepared, and then all I have left is my post-surgical wear, you know, my bra, my kind of waist girdles, that's what they're called, and I can definitely show you that as well. If I was just doing boobs, I just need the post-surgical bra, but because I'm doing the fat transfer from my abdominals and under my flanks, then all the flanks under my breasts, I need something that's going to hold that. So there's some girdles that have been recommended. Surgeons tend to recommend Malcolm, which I like good quality. They are a bit expensive, but I guess it'll be good. But I thought I'd order one from there. I did order the post-surgical bra, and it does go a bit lower. I'll show you. So Malcolm, they have it for different type of surgeries, breasts, you know, mummy tuck, you know, liposuction, BBL. So I ordered one from there because I, like, not just because of the price, but because I thought I'd look elsewhere, and I did find like one on Amazon that has I'll show you, it's like the surgical bra, but it's got a little strap around it, you know, to keep it together. So it's like a 2-in-1, so I wanted to get that. And I ordered some girdle jumpsuits to wear, and I thought, you know, okay, I've ordered them off Amazon, but I'll get a proper one then that they recommended. So I got one of these. I got the clay because my other ones are black, so if I'm going to change into another one, I might as well switch the colour up a bit. But funnily enough, I feel like the one from Amazon feels a bit thicker and more supportive. This one doesn't seem like it's going to be holding my boobs, but I guess, you know, because they'll be swollen, they're going to mold into it, and I'm not going to want any pressure on it. So I will be trying them on in front of you and checking them out, and then letting you know, or you can come to your own decision whether you want to spend like 40 to 100 quid on the Malcolm, or if you can just get it off Amazon. Well, I guess it's good to have a bit of both. That's why, like, I wasn't going to order a few. One off Amazon, one off there, then you can switch. Nice and easy.